Is there any, I mean, Brendan, do you know of what the options are for people who, you know, have had this immense weight loss, but then, you know, then still have the physical skin? I mean, is there anything publicly funded when it comes to that, or is it has to be sort of elective surgery on some front? I'm just interested.
Not sure. I honestly don't know as far as some publicly funded options go. I did in the end go private and had the worst of it removed. The surgeon took a look at me and said, "Oh, we can take off this, that, the next thing." But the only thing that really had a practical effect on me was the apron around the belly. It was just like this layer of skin that I had to tuck in, like I would be tucking an extra layer of clothing, for example. It wasn't. It was a bit unsightly and it was inconvenient.
And also, too, you've done the weight loss thing. Like, you didn't need I feel like you don't need the reminder if you've done so much. You know, this was about taking back some of your body.
In a sense, yes. But at the same time, these kind of stretch marks and scars and so on, they're almost kind of like a badge of honour. They're a reminder to myself of where I've been and what I've accomplished since then. And that was the reason why I said, look, let's just keep the other bits and pieces. So I've still got a few dimples around the place. But the worst of it I did actually get removed in 2018. And it was after that, in 2018, that I was able to tuck in a shirt into my jeans for the first time in my life without any overhang at all. And it was such a small thing to have imagined, but to be able to do that for the first time in my life, that was cause for a bit of emotion.
You know, I do often think that it's the little things in life that make life special. Actually, it's never the grand moments as much as we might seek them or romanticize them. It is those little things. But in the big picture, how has your life changed since you've lost this weight, since you've found out what Brendan looks like?
I guess in the most sort of general sense possible, it really has enabled me to discover for myself firsthand for the first time just what a quality life can actually look and feel like. To be able to sleep on my stomach, to be able to go clothes shopping and actually, I mean, it's still hard for me now, but it's hard for the opposite reasons. Back in the day, I used to struggle because I had so little choice when it came to clothes shopping. Just finding something that fit was a challenge enough. Now I struggle because I'm not used to having all the choice in the world. I used to joke I have literally no fashion sense because I'd never had that freedom of choice to decide what it was that I did or didn't like in terms of what to wear. You know, these are all little things that just don't present themselves until you've arrived in that position. I'm a more productive worker now because I feel I can concentrate for longer. I don't need to stop for a morning and afternoon tea break because my hunger has resolved. So I can just work straight through, stop for lunch once in the day and just power on through the morning, power on through the afternoon, the other side of it. And you know, I can just last for so much longer. There's an element of mental clarity there, I suppose. It's subtle, but it's there. Every time I sort of think about, you know, something that might have gone wrong on any given day, it's so easy for me now to think back and remind myself of what has at least gone so very, very right. You know, well, I've still got that, you know, that still happened and I can go back to that. Every single time I'm just a bit down in the dumps.
Sounds like your perspective of life in general has been changed, that you can see so much of positive as well as the opportunities in front of you.
Yeah, the experiences that I get to enjoy now that were just never really entirely feasible. It wasn't until after I'd lost the weight that I travelled overseas long haul for the first time. I went to the US twice. I've travelled a few more times to Australia. I've attended conferences. This is me out in the world amongst real people having face-to-face conversations. So this is a big step up from the radio. And in some cases, I've had the privilege, certainly in some of these conference events, of actually meeting some of these people who have been an influence to me in my own journey. I'm proud to say, super proud to say, that I have a bookshelf at home, a row of books on my shelf, all about weight loss, all the things, all the resources that I bought over the course of my journey from all these various people from around the world. I could say that I would have met probably about 2/3 of the authors of those books
Fantastic.
in person.
Wow.
To just have the opportunity to say to them to their face, thank you.